Can you count to 20,000? And even if you could, why would you want to? Well, here's a reason why. I, like everybody else, okay, has had to like switch up my workout routine because, you know, if you've been following me at least this little bit, maybe you know that I go to the gym, or if this is your first time watching one of my videos, you may not know that, but generally I run outside or I go to the gym, and I go to the gym a lot. Only right now the gym is closed. See, if people would put their stuff up, then Sam wouldn't have to work hard like that. I mean, that's just wrong for people to leave stuff out like that.
Totally agree.
They're waiting, I'm on my way. Looking in the mirror at myself like who that? Swag on 1,000 and my girls got my back. We just won the party, call me
COVID has shut down gyms, as you know, and granted some states and counties are looking at reopening, but right now I don't think we're one of those. So I'm having to switch up just like everybody else. We've all heard, you know, that you're supposed to try to get in about 10,000 steps a day. That's right. Not a week, not a month, people. It's 10,000 steps each day. Most people don't get that in. We generally lead a very sedentary lifestyle, sort of like this, or maybe on that sofa over there. Yeah, I spent a little bit of time over there.
Because we're sedentary, we sit on our butts, we work, we sit on our butts, we watch TV, we sit on our butts, we eat. We just basically sit on our rear ends quite a bit.
So we're not getting that 10,000 steps in each day that we're supposed to get in any case. Okay, so I had to change mine up just like everybody else. And what I wanted to do was I just wanted to give myself a new goal. Part of not being in the gym meant that I was sort of slacking off just a little bit, not a whole lot. You know, I still get out there and do those 8.6 mile runs like I did the last time when I had that little fall. It just wasn't enough. I needed more. I felt like I needed a goal. Like I have to have these goals every once in a while. And I thought this would be a good one. Why not just say, hey, I'm not doing 10,000 steps. I'm gonna do 20,000 steps. And you're like, Sheila, who in the world has time to do 20,000 steps if they cannot get in 10,000? If they cannot get in 10,000 steps? Well, I'm gonna tell you how I've been trying to do that. First of all, there is that little health app on your iPhone if you have one of those. I have one of those. And so I thought that that might be a really good place to start. Just use the health app. It's already there. Now look, these things are not totally accurate, right? But what it's doing is at least it's giving me something that I know is consistent for whatever it is on a daily basis, right? So if I were using a different app every day, then I'd be a little more concerned. But no, since I'm basically using the same app every day, I know that I'm at least hitting my app's version of 20,000 steps. Whether or not that is the most accurate app, I don't know. I don't care. That's not what I'm going for. What I'm going for is progress, not perfection here, people. I'm not going for perfection. Started with my app. The next thing that I did was to go back to the beginning of the month, because we were about maybe midway through April, and I wanted to sort of get my mind in the mindset of, hey, I'm gonna be tracking this. And so, you know, I wasn't really recording this. I wasn't carrying my phone around with me. So, you know, those first couple of weeks, like I was nowhere near 20,000 on my app. Right? Of course not. And most of the time too, you know, I'm not walking around with my phone, okay? Let's just be clear about that. I'm not one of those people. I'll put the phone down. If it rings, hey, that's great. I'll walk over and see who's calling. But generally no. And so I focus more on what I'm doing, my fitness activity, as opposed to how many steps am I getting in, how many miles did I run, except for Runtastic app. So yeah, so number one was using the health app on my iPhone. Number two was going ahead and going back to the beginning of the month getting my little notebook, writing down 1 through 30 because that's how many days there are in April for people who don't know. And then writing down the number of steps for all those days that had already passed so that I could sort of get in the mindset of, hey, I'm gonna be tracking this. Yeah, so some of those numbers looked really pitiful. I think there was one day it looked like I did nothing, which was obviously not true. I mean, it almost looked like I was dead. Once I got my, I don't know, record of steps that I've been taking, then it became a little bit more real. So I had to find ways to add more steps, plus count all those steps that I was not counting before, so that I'm not like walking to the moon and back every day. And so yeah, it was like, okay, so let me wear shorts around the house. I don't have on shorts today. I have on a skirt because I was actually meeting with a client and I have on my daughter's sweater. But I would generally wear shorts now and put my phone in the pocket of the shorts, so that way I'm capturing all of those little walks around the house and to the car, to the bathroom, to the kitchen, whatever I'm doing, I was capturing all of that. Yay! See, that didn't cost me any time. Didn't even cost me any more exertion. It was just a matter of capturing the steps that I was already doing. And then the next thing was, hey, now where can I add a few more steps? And one of the things that I really sort of already do anyway, I just needed to like take it to another level, and that's walking on my treadmill, you know, because that's what I do if it's raining, because of course you can't go outside and you can't go to the gym, so I'm on my treadmill. And I actually have this wooden piece of wood board up there, and I put my laptop up there and I do work and I walk slowly. And so, you know, I can push myself. I usually get bored by the time I get to almost 3 miles. And so I will start my morning off first thing on that treadmill with that board and my laptop. So I'm not really losing work time because I'm actually doing work while I'm walking. So basically it's, hey, I'm still getting my work done, but now I've added the walking to it. Now granted, I keep it really slow. It's like 2.2 or 2.3. This is not a marathon. This is not a sprint. This is not a race of any sort. This is just me counting to 20,000 every day, okay? So I'm starting first thing in the morning. I got my app on my phone. I got my shorts on when I can. Otherwise, if I have on leggings, I just stick the phone in the waistband of the leggings. And then I'm on my treadmill first thing in the morning. I got my board up there, so if I'm trying to work, I put my laptop up there and I can walk slowly and get some steps in. Now, the next thing is, of course, you know that's not enough steps, right? That's like nowhere near what I need. Well, of course, there's the family walk. If you're like me, like in my neighborhood, I've been going out, it's like every family is out there. They got the dogs, they're walking, the cats, they're walking. Okay, maybe they're not walking the cat. Oh, well, actually there was, she just reminded me, there was somebody with a cat on a leash. So yeah, they are walking the cats in my neighborhood. Everybody is literally out walking. So we were too, and we were actually using this as a time to sort of strategize about, you know, different things that we were working on. My daughter was deciding where she wanted to go to college. I was deciding what goals I was working on. And so we'd have these sort of like family strategy sessions. And instead of having those sessions where? In front of the TV or on the sofa, we were doing them while we were walking. Haha. Now, next was like just tips and strategies to get in more, okay? And so actually some of these just sort of popped up, and actually my daughter and I talked about some of these too as we were thinking about ways to add steps. And one was, hey, who are we talking to on the phone? And it's like, you can pace and walk while you're on the phone. And so yes, that's another way to sort of add in some of those steps while you're brushing your teeth. And you know, let's talk about that for a second, because even before before the gym closed, before COVID-19, when I got up in the morning, when I would be in the bathroom brushing my teeth and washing my face, if it was one of those mornings where I happened to wash my face, I actually would like stretch and stuff. And so it was sort of like, I already gotta stand here and brush my teeth anyway, and I don't really set aside special time at the gym to stretch, so I might as well stretch while I'm brushing my teeth. And so that was one way that I was fitting in some stretching. And so now it's become a way to fit in some steps. And so just imagine me brushing my teeth and doing like 2 steps and pretending I'm like dancing to a song or something. I don't know. But anyway, so yeah, so while I'm already doing other things, like I've been known to cook French toast now and do the 2-step while I'm cooking French toast now. While I'm on the phone having conversations. Of course, this does not work well for those video conference calls that I'm on, so I have not implemented this practice during those times. No, I haven't. One of the other times I'm doing this is also, you know, it starts to get late in the evening, and you know, I check in to sort of see where my numbers are. And a lot of times by then, you know, I'm still like doing a little bit of work, and I may be doing some editing on the camera, like, you know, like I'm gonna edit this. I may be doing some editing. And, you know, while I'm waiting for things to like download sometimes or to render, like even once I've got it on the phone, I might need for it to render it. It might take a couple of minutes, or, you know, just while I'm uploading videos to the app so that I can then edit. I've gotten to the point now where, you know, I might walk around, I mean, literally just like walk around the living room doing like this sort of circle 8 thing, back and forth through the office, back through the stairway, back in the kitchen. And I'm just doing that while I walk. I'm just doing that while I'm editing or doing something else. And then I get to the very end of the night and I pull it up at around 9 or 10, and I look at it and I see where I am. And there was one night I know that I was really close, but I was exhausted. And I looked at it and I think I had like 19,000 something steps, and I really should have been able to make it. Yeah, but I just couldn't. I was exhausted. I could not make it. And I was just like, I'm done. I'm totally done. But for those evenings where, you know, it's 9, 10, or 11, I think last night, 11 o'clock maybe, I looked at it and I said, okay, how many more steps do I need? And I looked at it and I said, okay, that's about maybe between 10 to 15 minutes. You know, initially I was thinking like maybe it was 5, but then after I got on the treadmill and started looking, I was like, okay, this is gonna take a little bit longer than I thought. And I'm tired and I'm just gonna like do this. This is, I mean, it strictly became a numbers game where I was just telling myself,
I can do this because I want to hit 20,000. I can do this because I want to hit 20,000. I can do this because I want to hit 20,000.
like that was it. That was it. It wasn't, yeah. No, it was, I was done and I just wanted to hit 20,000. So, you know, setting that kind of goal again just has sort of elevated my activity level, because it has forced me to make sure that I'm not sitting for long periods of time during the day, and that even if you know, I'm working at my desk, I might say, okay, let me get up and just go, you know, walk on the treadmill for 10 minutes. It's a 10-minute break, and then I'll come sit back down and work some more. And so it's just forced me to be a bit more aware of my health throughout the day. And as a result, it doesn't just become a focus on the physical side, it also becomes a focus on the mental and the eating side. So because I am thinking about my health and my activity level, it forces me to say, oh, okay, wait, do I really want to eat that? Because I'm getting in good steps, and so maybe I don't want to eat that. And so I find myself getting a little bit better on that some days. There are plenty of days I'm like, can I have a snack? Just one little snack. And of course my daughter is like, can we make some cookies? Actually, she will text me from upstairs and it'll just say cookies with a question mark, or Rice Krispie treats or something. So we still snack probably a little bit more than we should, and probably, you know, that late night snack thing we probably need to give up. But, you know, during the course of the day, it is a little bit easier if you're already thinking about, oh, okay, steps. You know, and once I start to consistently make sure I'm moving a little bit more throughout the day, then maybe I can focus on drinking more water, because that's really what it is. I really need to drink more water. And then from there, it helps with my mental health too, because then I feel like I'm doing more for myself. So it's like hashtag self-care, and not self-care Saturday, it's self-care Sunday. It's self-care every day, because you're focusing on trying to increase those steps every single day. So those are some of the tips that I have been using myself to sort of get my steps up. I got a lot of things I need to work on. That's just one of them. So hope some of these tips are helpful for you. Go ahead and subscribe if you have not subscribed to my channel. Love to have you back, and love to hear some of the tips that you might be using for increasing the number of steps that you're taking, or even if that's something you haven't really done but you've thought about doing, or thought about capturing the number of steps that you're taking. And at this point, I do realize that I am talking a lot more, so now might be a good time to wrap it up. Subscribe, check me out, stay tuned. Follow me on Instagram and Pinterest. Yeah. Oh. Like, this is how we hang on the sofa talking. Wow. Why won't you?
I wouldn't call it talking. I'd call it roasting people.
Okay, whatever it was. That's what I meant earlier when I was, because you know I had that in my video. I was like, so normally we would be on the sofa.
Oh, he posted again. Stop. Get that out of my face. Oh, I didn't mean that, but I didn't mean for that to sound so mean. Oh, but look at the pink aesthetic. My pink Gatorade matches the pink. Can we? I don't put that in the video. If I see that in the video, we're gonna have an issue.
I just don't understand why this can't be like the Shelia show, and then like these are the people in the show. Other people have, you know, vlogs, and they have like families who like show up, and the kids are all underage, and
we're not family vloggers.
She goes, we're not family vloggers. Well, that's just because you guys won't agree to it.
Do you know how lenient I have gotten? I used to not let you record me at all. And
I know.
Now let you record me looking like this.
You look cute.
Is this actually going to be in the video? I mean, I am wearing partially your clothes. Is this going to be in the video?
Yeah.
I don't know what to say about that. Josh told me he was watching the video where you fell the other day.
Going back to the scene of the crime?
Why is it on me?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he told me he watched that last night. He FaceTimed me at like 2:30 in the morning and was like, what were you guys doing? Because, do you know, he makes fun of me. Josh makes fun of me. Like, whenever I start like getting really passionate about something, Josh will be like, here's what you sound like. Every single day. And I'm like, that's not what I sound like. That's not what I sound like. Just kind of talk fast and maybe get hyped. I continuously get bullied by the people around me. Can we clean up that stain, please?
Okay, so we got to go upstairs because somebody had French toast, or was
bacon?
She had bacon.
Bacon with syrup.
Bacon with syrup. Bacon.
It is so good. Almost as good as pink Gatorade.
So.
Okay, here's what I don't understand. I spilled it. I literally asked him to get me the pink ones, and you know what he did? I said the pink ones, the berry ones, not the red ones, the pink ones. He bought the pink ones for him and then bought me the red ones, thinking that was right. And so I've been stealing the pink ones, because that's what I asked him to get. And hopefully he'll realize that I'm not drinking the red ones, because I don't like, I'll drink them, but I don't like fruit punch, which is what the red ones are. And also, I think I drink the pink ones solely because they're pretty. I think that's what I do. But the lights up, aren't the lights up there so cute?
They look very nice. I'm loving the lights. All right, let's see if we can clean up all of this.
Wow. I don't even know what to say. This is becoming a whole offline box. Wait, thanks for that.
Okay, I think this is gonna require
the silence, remember